Raymond writes in, he says, "Hey, Zach, I'm new to the whole Patreon thing, but I'm a longtime listener. I love your new F1 content, although I am new to the sport. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on doing something along the lines of storylines heading into blank race to help viewers like me that mainly come from football but are enjoying your F1 content and looking to understand more about the sport." Raymond, that's a great idea. Let's do it. This morning I woke up at 6 a.m. for qualifying for the 70th anniversary Grand Prix at Silverstone. And, there's a race tomorrow. It's going to be really fun. And the number one storyline to me is whether or not Nico Hülkenberg can finish with a podium positioning. So Valtteri Bottas is going to be the pole position for tomorrow because of qualifying. Lewis Hamilton finished second in qualifying. He'll be behind Valtteri. And my third favorite storyline, Nico Hülkenberg filling in for Racing Point, is third. Starting fourth is Max Verstappen for Red Bull. Starting fifth is Daniel Ricciardo for Renault. So Nico Hülkenberg, I'm a big fan of the guy. Seems like a good dude. I follow him on social media. And I know social media is not a great representation of somebody, but everything I've seen from Nico Hülkenberg makes him seem like a likable dude who's had an interesting journey in Formula One. Now, he got replaced at Renault last year. He raced for Renault last year. In the offseason, Renault replaced him with Esteban Ocon. Said, "Hey, Nico, we're done. Goodbye." And the reason why Nico Hülkenberg is such a great story in Formula One this weekend is he's been racing since 2010. He raced for Williams. He raced for Force India. He raced for Sauber. He raced for Renault at the end. And he's never been on a Formula One podium. Never finished a race in the top three. And I believe he was a good racer who, honestly, was constantly let down by his team and constantly let down by his car. And since Sergio Perez tested positive for coronavirus, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, Nico Hülkenberg is filling in for his spot with Racing Point. And last week, filling in for the spot, Nico didn't actually get to race because right before the race, Racing Point's car had a problem and Nico couldn't go. Nico, I'd never seen the annotation DNS, did not start the race, but Nico didn't start the race. His car literally wasn't working. They couldn't get out of the garage, and it didn't happen. Really sad. Now, this weekend, Nico Hülkenberg has a great opportunity with a fairly good Racing Point car. There's Mercedes, then Red Bull, then maybe Racing Point is the third best car on the circuit this year. So he's got a good car, and he's been driving it for over a week now. So basically, Nico is as comfortable as he possibly could be in this situation. He, last week he'd gotten to the UK and started driving the car, like off the plane, driving the car. Race was 2 days later, right? He didn't really have a lot of time to familiarize himself with the car. This time, he's driven the car for a week. He's been around the car for a long time. He's about as comfortable as he could possibly be in a situation filling in for another driver. And he qualified well. Nico got third. He's in P3, starting the race tomorrow. He qualified very well. And there's another thing working in Nico's favor in his pursuit of getting a podium spot tomorrow. Valtteri Bottas is starting in first place for Mercedes. Now, his teammate, Lewis Hamilton, is in second. And Lewis Hamilton is the dominant racer right now in Formula One. And at some point in tomorrow's race, whether it's during a pit stop, but I think what's going to happen is at some point, Lewis Hamilton is going to come up behind Valtteri Bottas and try to pass him. And that could actually work very much in favor of Nico Hülkenberg. Maybe there's an incident. Maybe that gives Nico a big opportunity. Nico's driven 177 Formula One races and never finished on the podium. That's a record. It's not a good record to have. The next second highest guy raced in 128 races. 128. Nico, 177, never had a podium. And this might really be the time that Nico finally gets a podium. I'm telling you, it's possible the Mercedes collide tomorrow because if Lewis Hamilton was on pole position, I'd feel a lot better about Mercedes not having a problem. But Lewis Hamilton is aggressive. He wants to win. And I think he's willing to sacrifice his team to try and get a victory over Valtteri Bottas. Now, I think that's stupid. And I might be wrong there because if you do the math, well, hey, getting second, you're getting 18th. Last week, you're right, your teammate didn't get any points in the driver's standing. So He could do fine just finishing second if that's what happens. But I don't believe the racer and Lewis Hamilton, I don't think is going to let him just stay behind Valtteri Bottas the entire time. So I am rooting for Nico Hülkenberg. I hope he gets a podium. It's a storyline I want. However, I will be clear, I'm not hopeful that's going to happen. And maybe it's because I try to guard my heart. But if the Mercedes don't run into each other, and if Max Verstappen finishes the race at all for Red Bull, then it's very unlikely, in my opinion, that Nico Hülkenberg is going to get a podium finish. You got Bottas, you got Lewis Hamilton, you have Max Verstappen. All of them are too good of racers and too good of cars to not grab a podium finish. I don't know how Nico Hülkenberg breaks into the top three over all three of those guys, assuming nothing goes wrong. Now, there are also other storylines. Nico Hülkenberg is not the only storyline, even though to me, it's the most impactful, most interesting storyline in this weekend. Alex Albon, Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull, has been really inconsistent this year. And in fact, in qualifying yesterday, AlphaTauri, the other Red Bull team, had Pierre Gasly, finish in 7th. He's starting P7 tomorrow in the race. And it's very interesting that last year, Pierre Gasly was really struggling as Max Verstappen's teammate. He got replaced mid-year by Alex Albon. Now, the same thing's happening to Alex Albon. He's struggling. Pierre Gasly seems to be doing better. They're both controlled by Red Bull. Maybe Red Bull says, hey, Alex, if you're not doing good, we're going to replace you with Pierre Gasly. I don't know. But the pressure is on Alex Albon this weekend. He starts in P9 this week, and I'm curious to see how he does. There's also the battle in the Constructors' Cup between McLaren, Ferrari, Renault, and Racing Point. They are all battling for either third place or best of the rest. Two of those teams are probably going to get it. Two of them are going to miss out. And it's going to be really fun to see how the results play out this weekend. There's the other question is what's going to happen to Lance Stroll, the other Racing Point driver? Is he going to get shown up by Nico Hülkenberg this week? Is Nico Hülkenberg going to make it clear he is a much better racer than Lance Stroll, and maybe going to prove that Lance Stroll is only there, he's already clearly there because of his dad, but is he going to get shown up by the other driver on his own team? That's what I want to watch from Lance Stroll tomorrow. How does he handle being on the same team as Nico Hülkenberg? And then how about the Ferrari inter-team competition between Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc? Vettel's really been struggling recently. A lot of it has been car issues. There's a lot of stuff happening this weekend between Nico Hülkenberg, the battle for the best of the rest, the battle between their two Mercedes. Max Verstappen's in there somewhere. He's a great racer. He had a pretty boring race last week where he was alone for most of the time because there's no one ahead of him, no one behind him that he could see on the track. So there's a lot of storylines this weekend. It's going to be great. I'm getting up at 6 a.m. to watch the race tomorrow, the 70th anniversary F1 race. F1 Grand Prix is what they're calling it. Weird name, whatever. Honoring the 70th anniversary, which I find that quite touching, actually. And I'm not going to pretend I do. I don't actually care that it's the 70th anniversary. It's like an anniversary, great. For the people that do care, good for you. It's going to be fun, though. I'm going to really enjoy the race, and I think it's going to be one of the better races of the year based on the storylines we have going into the race. Just the most interesting race we've had maybe all season.